Hey YouTube, day 5 of the October Horror Movie Challenge. Dark God here again. Gonna be a quick one today. I only have 2 movies to review, and surprisingly, they actually got better than the past 4 days, so that is good. Before we get into that, the shirt of the day is my Count Orlok's Horror Wax Museum. That was in Salem, Massachusetts. Went up there on my honeymoon. Went to this wax museum, and it's amazing in there. If you're in the area or you want to go on a little day trip or something, check it out. It was cheap. Actually, telling you to check it out, I don't even know if it's still there. This is 6 years ago that we went there. But I loved it. It was a cool place. Every iconic horror character you could think done up in as a wax dummy, and some other stuff in there that they had props and everything from movies. And it was just a pretty cool place to check out. So Count Orlok's Wax Museum. Movies of the day. I'm sorry, the 2 movies I watched for the day. For DVTalk.com's October Horror Movie Challenge, they had for the movie of the day was the House of Dark Shadows. Basically, a retelling of I don't even know what season it was on the soap opera / TV show Dark Shadows, which, in case you don't know, is about Barnabas Collins. Originally it wasn't. It was just regular gothic soap opera, and then when they were losing interest in the show, they decided to go the route of supernatural, and they added a vampire character named Barnabas in. And this is basically just like a retelling, a quick, I guess, kind of catch up almost. You watch this and catch up on some of the episodes, almost same exact storyline supposedly. I don't know. I didn't watch the show. I remember it on Sci-Fi back in the 90s. They would show like the reruns during the summer and stuff. But it was a big show back in the 60s, I think, late 60s, early 70s. The movie itself feels like a Hammer movie almost. It's kind of got that same element, that gothic horror. I believe the actor who played Barnabas, if I'm not mistaken, is the same one in the TV show. I could be wrong on that. If I am, let me know so I don't look like a putz anymore. But it's got its moments. It's good on the gore actually for it's basically a made for TV movie, but I think it was released in some theaters, but it's good on the gore. It's got like the equivalent of like a Hammer or Amicus horror type gore. The moments when it needs it, it's there. There's really light on the scares though. It works though. The storyline's very good. It's a vampire coming back, and it's so obvious, and you get people working with them, people going against them, and it's a good movie. And especially when we get to Dark Shadows, it's a good way to catch up on a lot of the storyline real quick. So I give it a 6 out of 10, maybe even a 6.5 out of 10. Definitely a fun movie. Check it out. Second movie I actually watched was also a fun movie. It was on TCM Underground. I recorded it. I remember watching it back when I was a young kid, like 13 or 14. It came on Showtime one night, and then a friend of mine, me and him watched it, and we loved making fun of it because it just had some goofy moments. So we'd rent it all the time. And that movie's actually The Pack, starring, what the hell is his name? Joe Don Baker, and from Walking Tall. And movie's cool. A Killer Dog Pack. I know they just remade it or something like a year or 2 ago. I didn't see the remake yet, but the original, it's up in somewhere up in the northwest, and they're on an island, and this like loose like dog pack of like 20 dogs. It just has a leader, and it just basically running rampant through this island, killing people, ripping them apart. All violent dogs and everything. And Joe Don Baker is there as his badass self, marine biologist. And he's a good character. Joe Don Baker is a really good actor, I think, for a guy that was kind of typecast as like a exploitation actor and put in those like tough guy roles. But he does it good as the marine biologist, which is weird, seeing this huge man as a marine biologist, and especially because marine biologists, and they're dealing with dogs. Usually a movie you kind of tie it in a little more. But gore wise, not too much, very light on the gore. The movie was actually rated PG, and the company fought to get an R rating because they thought it would help their case as a horror movie. And they were successfully given one, so it kind of shows you what they're going for. But definitely rated PG, light on the gore, no nudity or anything. Fun movie. Interesting, though, with like the dogs and everything. Like, I know it's remade, but I just feel like it can't be as brutal as this one is. But anyway, I give that one a 6 out of 10 also. So like I said, a real quick night. 2 movies. Tomorrow's probably going to be a quick one also, but I just figured to get this out there. So again, catch you on the flip side.